Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some embarrassing school stories that I've experienced. I have 4 stories I'm going to be sharing today. There's a whole lot more, but these are the 4 that I still think about like all the time. So let's get started. Okay, so the first story I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the time that I peed myself in school. If you haven't checked out my secrets video, definitely go look at that because I think I have a bladder problem, but I don't know. You guys can be the judge of that. Anyway, I'm in 2nd grade and I had to go to the bathroom. And we had, I don't know if you guys had this, but in our school it's like instead of raising our hand and waiting to be called on to tell like what we need, we had like signs. So if we went like this meant bathroom. And if you went like this, it means like you really have to go to the bathroom. So I'm up here and I'm like this, just kind of ignoring me. Then I start going like this after a couple minutes because I like really have to go to the bathroom. And she's still ignoring me. So I put my hand down, I wait a couple minutes, and I raise my regular hand. She calls on me and I tell her like I really have to go to the bathroom. She goes, "That's not the symbol you use to go to the bathroom." Then continues about the class. I don't know why she was being so mean to me. A little girl just needs to pee. So I do the sign again. I'm like rapidly doing it and she's like ignoring me. I was like, I just called out. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom like now. So she tells me just get the pass. She goes, she gets mad at me because of it. I'm not sure why, but the bathroom was like, I don't know how to explain it. There's like a bathroom for every couple of hallways, like based off of your section. So we were on the far end of the section though, so I kind of had to like go a couple hallways down to get to the bathroom. I'm like running to the bathroom and I had overalls on. I'm like running to the bathroom. I'm unclipping my overalls, like about to pull them down and just let it go. Like I have to go that bad. And the bathrooms didn't have a door. It was just like the doorway and then you'd go and then there's the stalls or whatever. So as I'm approaching the doorway, I have the second button unclipped to my overalls and I just start peeing like right in the doorway. And there was just, I tried to like hold it back in. It was just, I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. I just sat in the doorway of the bathroom in a puddle of my own pee. And I like started crying because I was like, I don't know what to do. I was there by myself. I'm sitting there for like a good 5 minutes and my teacher, because she went to school to learn how to teach education, she didn't go to school to learn common sense, sends a boy, not just a boy, but my crush, and my friend was with him too. She was a girl, but sends those 2 people to come check on me to see if I'm alright. To this day, I have no idea why she would send a boy, but she did. So him and my other friend are approaching the bathroom. They're looking in the doorway and they're like, "Paige, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh my god, just like get a teacher, please." And I'm just making eye contact with my crush and I remember like it happened yesterday. I'm just looking at him, he's looking at me like trying to figure out what I had just done. And I mean, it was pretty clear, like I'm pretty sure he obviously understood there's a puddle of yellow tinted pee surrounding my body. Like put 2 and 2 together. So they go and get the teacher. The teacher's assistant is actually who came to the bathroom and she's like, "Are you okay? Like what happened?" I was like, "I had to go to the bathroom. Like she didn't tell me I could go until it was too late and I couldn't hold it in anymore." She's like, all right, let's get you up. Let's get you to the nurse. We'll call your mom so that she can come pick you up." And we're about to walk out of the bathroom and we see 2 classes in line like walking in our direction. I'm like, "Oh no, wait, can we just wait?" And she's like, "No, like we need to get you there now." And I was like, "Okay, well can you please walk behind me so that they can't see like the stain in my overalls that I'm like obviously wet." And she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." So we walk out and she's like literally walking next to me. She's not behind me. I'm like kept trying to walk in front of her and she kept like moving to the side like she didn't care. I cared. I'm 2nd grader. I have feelings. Other 2nd graders are judgmental. So that was embarrassing in its own because I know that they noticed. And then I just remember like coming back to class the next day and hoping that it would blow over. No one said anything to my face, but like there was just the tension, you know, you can just feel that vibe. So that was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing story. Alright, so this next story, the next 3 stories actually, all happened during 8th grade. 8th grade was a bad year for me. So these stories are basically all simultaneous. I'll just go in order because they're not that far from each other. The first one consists of a lockdown drill. We had them maybe once a month, once every other month. Basically, the principal would go on the speaker, say that this is like a lockdown drill. We would all shut off the lights, lock the door, and hide in a certain corner of the classroom. So we go to hide and everything is dead quiet. Like if we made a noise, we would get in trouble. So we're all quiet and all of a sudden I feel this urge I need to toot, fart, shart, futzer, whatever you want to call it. I needed to let it rip. And I tried to hold it in as long as I possibly could, and you know that feeling when you just try to hold it in because you can't let it out in that moment because it'd be too embarrassing, and it's a struggle, it takes up your entire mentality. And I just couldn't hold it anymore, and I let it loose, and it wasn't quiet. It was very pitchy, and everyone heard it. They all knew it came from me. There was no masking it because the 2 people on both sides of me both looked at me in the middle. So it was bad. To make it worse, not even they could just laugh at the sound, it smelled too, and it was pretty bad. And everybody started laughing, and the teacher was yelling at everybody, and I was so embarrassed, and it was I needed to go to the bathroom. And I couldn't go because of the lockdown drill, so I literally had to sit there for 4 minutes in my own potent fart, and so did everybody else. I finally went to the bathroom. I was so embarrassed. I almost didn't go back to class, but I went back to class because I was I turned on that switch, I don't care anymore. And yeah, so I just went back to class, and pretty much that was that. I'm sure people talked about it, but not to me. I don't know, if people don't like to say things to my face for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not really that intimidating, but that's how that went. Not even a month later, am I in class, I'm in English class, and I get a text from my friend, and she's like, hey, meet me, blah, 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 you know, because we get bored, we just want to roam the halls, just want to go to the bathroom, whatever. So I asked to go to the bathroom. My teacher grants me permission, and I go into the hallway. I meet up with my friend. We're kind of just walking around. We're going toward the back of the school to go down the stairwell, and we're goofing off, and she walks down the stairs. She's in front of me, and I'm paying attention to something that she's doing, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. And I go to step off the first step to make the first step down, and I completely miss it. My foot skims the second step down, but not enough to capture my balance, so I tumble down the stairs, and I shit you not, it's like a cartoon. The staircase goes down, there's a little platform, and then goes back down the other way. So it's you're here, you go down this way, little platform, come back down this way, and I managed somehow, some way to tumble down that first section, roll on the platform, and tumble down the next section. I'm not making it up. My friend was there, she witnessed it. Oh, and there's other witnesses too. I'm getting there. So I can't get up, I can't walk. My friend goes to get the nurse. She comes with a wheelchair. I'm sitting in the wheelchair. I'm going toward the nurse. My boyfriend at the time was also roaming the halls and saw me, and I was so embarrassed, and he came up, he's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was just yeah, just go back to class, I'll talk to you later. And I went home. I came back the next week with a cast on my foot. I was on crutches. I broke my ankle. So I'm in the class that I left to go goof off with my friend, right? And the principal and the vice principal come into my classroom, and they come to the front of the classroom, and the stops the teacher from teaching, or whatever teachers do. And they both look at me and they're like, Paige, how are you feeling? I was like, I'm good. And they start cracking up, and they're like, we wanted to look over the video footage just to make sure like everything happened as it said it was, because it seemed a little dramatic. Like, it is dramatic, me falling down the stairs, rolling over the platform, and falling the other way. Like, it doesn't like seem to make sense. So they wanted to make sure I wasn't making it up, so they reviewed the tapes, and they're literally reenacting it in front of their class. They're like, yeah, she like stepped down, she like tumbles, and then she literally flipped back and then went down the other way. And I was just like, I guess I wasn't embarrassed like, oh, people would make fun of me for that, but I was just like embarrassed because no one else does that. Like, I'm just so clumsy, and they were calling me out and literally laughing at me for being that stupid. And like, it didn't make me look smart. It wasn't my smart moment. But leading into the third event, the most traumatizing and embarrassing moment of them all, I got my first period. At the end of 8th grade, I got my first period. Most people have already gotten theirs in 5th or 6th grade. I was a late bloomer. There's later bloomers that don't get until like later on in high school. Good for you, because you don't have to deal with the torture and the mess. Like, I applaud you. I wish that it was the case for me, but it wasn't. So I was in history class, and I was just sitting at my desk after like the bell rang, the beginning of class. We got up to like hand papers in or whatever, so I do that, and I come back and I notice that there's like blood on the seat. I'm like, what the hell? And I tell the teacher, I'm like, Mr. blah, 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 there's like blood on my seat and I don't know why. And I really had no idea why. It didn't even register with me like, oh, maybe I just got my period. I was wearing black leggings too, so you couldn't see anything like on me. And he comes over and he goes, well, do you need to use the bathroom? I was like, no, like, I don't need to use the bathroom, whatever. Like, why would I need to? Like, this isn't mine. It's just, it must have been here already. So he cleans it up and I sit back down. I'm just minding my business, doing my work, get up to hand something, and again I come back and there's blood on the seat. I'm like, okay, maybe like when I sat down, some got on my leggings, so when I sat back down again, like it rubbed off. So, okay, maybe I will go to the bathroom. I'm like saying this to the teacher like out loud, like everybody's looking over, and I'm like just as confused. I'm pretty sure everybody knew what was happening except for me. So I go to the bathroom and I notice after going to the bathroom that it is coming from me. So I take toilet paper and I'm like trying to scrub like the blood off of my leggings like in the back so that there won't be any more on it. And then I didn't have any products on me, so I took toilet paper and I folded it up into a bunch of layers, and then I kind of like just put it inside of my underwear so it acted as a pad basically, just until the period was over. The period was over. Till the class was over and the bell rang so I could go down to the nurse and then get it, so it didn't look like it was coming from me, because at this point I was just like embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know it was from me. So after thinking that I had myself cleaned up, I go back to class and I sit down. And I guess Paige's first period was a heavy one, because it was like maybe 10 minutes before class, I got up for something again, and it literally had bled through, and now there was just like more blood like on the seat. And my teacher at that point was like, okay, like, why don't you go down to the nurse, like, I'll take care of this, don't worry. So I go down to the nurse. She wants to send me home, obviously, because now I'm like, my clothes are like disgusting, and like I'm disgusting and I'm embarrassed. So my mom comes to get me, and all my bags and stuff were in my classroom. So instead of having me go up and get it, they went on the speaker and like called up to the classroom to tell someone to bring my stuff. So the lady goes on the speaker and she's like, Mr. Blah, 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 can you send someone down with Paige's thing? She's going home due to an accident. Like, why do you have to say why? What happened to just like not feeling well, or something came up, or not even giving a reason at all, just saying that someone needs to bring their stuff down? So everybody could obviously put 2 and 2 together. Accident, blood, nurse, Paige going home, got my first period. So to make matters worse, the person who brings down my bags is my crush at that time. He brings down my stuff and he just like gives it, and he knows exactly what happened, and thank God he wasn't like mean, like completely mean. I mean, he was kind of mean, but not like a jerk. So he just gave me my stuff. He kind of like laughed at me and like that was it. I'm sure everybody talked about that too, but no, like I never to my face. So we're just gonna pretend that no one talked about it. But yeah, so those were some stories that kind of stick with me to this day, just embarrassing school stories. If I can think of any more, because I know that there is a lot more, I'll definitely share them with you guys. But if you have any embarrassing first period stories, definitely comment below or DM me on like Instagram or Snapchat or something, or Twitter, because I love reading about that stuff. It makes me feel better about myself, so please share. And I will catch you guys next time.